Hey all, it's a pleasure to be here today. We are Dead Packet Society. My name is Tomáš Burian and these are my colleagues, Vít Chramosta, Ondřej Marek and František Čech. We would like to tell you a little bit about our application called Defend, which falls into category of predictive analysis and forecasting.
You need to debug it. As stable as Božínek said. Creative feature, as Božínek said.
So, throughout this presentation, we will walk you through the reason why we chose this category, why we came up with this idea, a little bit about technologies we used throughout this application, and finally, we will showcase you the application itself. Now, that's all from me, and I'm giving a word to Vítek.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm going to talk briefly about the selection reason, why we chose this in the first place. So, I don't know if many of you guys know this dude. His name is not really important, but what he made is important, and it's basically like a mental model to think about genocide, or rather, the stages that happen before genocide. Yeah, so basically, we knew we have like a really cool API, and we know how genocide works, or what rather happens before genocide. So maybe we can combine this, and maybe, you know, we can predict genocide or conflict. And we thought, yeah, let's use AI, because why not? We have to somehow categorize what we are going to analyze, right? We use certain keywords to filter the data from the API, and then we also use some scoring metric. You know, if somebody refers to, to Jews as rats, then it's probably really, really bad. Yeah, and we use a local AI model. It was a classifier. What this does is basically, it takes the things on the left, it takes the text, and then it kind of tries to decide, what is this text? Where does it fit? Maybe it's some kind of call for mobilization. Yes, and this is basically how the final application looks. I'm gonna show you. Basically here we can choose Israel-Palestine report. It's basically the analyzed data. This is a configuration, and here down we can actually see what happens before conflict and what happens after the conflict. We can select certain time periods, and we can look at the individual points. For example, you can see that right here we are looking at the stage 2 symbolization, and that's basically it, yeah.
However, we wanted to get more exact data, and that is how are the words being used in the articles related to our selected topic. That is, for example, when we search for the topic Ukraine, we wanted to know if the words used or related to that topic are mostly positive or negative. And basically, the question is if there is high number of negative words related to our topic, could we predict a potential conflict based on that information? Yeah, and so to do that, we need to first process the data set, and that is first we need to somehow capture the related words and then capture its sentiment. And based on that, we can do this kind of analysis.
So running out of time, please. So I'm sorry. Wrap it up as fast as you can. Thank you.
That's basically it. And just to sort of wrap this up, the biggest achievement that we were able to produce with this project was predicting the war in Ukraine 2 weeks in advance. We can show something very simple, for example, right here. I have the word accuse, and if we waited a bit, we would see a time chart where we see this negative work spike right before the war in Ukraine. You might say, here is the conflict, but the conflict is actually 2 weeks in the future. So we were able to predict something in the end. Thank you for your attention. That's everything.
So the jury, questions, comments, anything? The Q&A time has started. You guys still hold on to the mic. Yeah, please.
So guys, what was the validation methods used in some of these things? If you try to validate it against something.
I used to do A/B testing. Basically, I generated, true positives, false positives, and the other two, right? And then I let the AI actually analyze it and see the results, tweak the config based on that. If that answers your question.
Yeah, like if I understand it correctly, the pipeline had multiple
Yes, there were
parts in
multiple
it,
steps.
right? So one part was I don't think like from the presentation I got all the parts right, but
I didn't hear you, sorry.
like from the presentation itself, I didn't get all the parts right. Like I didn't understand fully like the parts of the system, but I think we'll look at the code also more. It's also very interesting. Like it's a big claim that you predicted the war. So we're gonna look and think about it. It's like it's hard to just give you a good question on the spot. Anyway, the visual analysis thing which you presented, that was done very well. I really liked the chart, like with the rubric. That was great.
Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to ask if you have selected a few of these topics, or if someone could use it with like anything, how much of it is real time and how much of these data you have kind of like prepared for the words which you use here.
So the first part that basically classifies the different stages of a genocide relies on heavy pre-processing, right? We use the large language models. The second part that we showcased, that I showcased, is much more real time. Actually, you saw just there that I actually clicked on the wrong word that wasn't cached. It did use the Newsmatics API in real time, and any word that I could have clicked on would have taken approximately the same amount of time, and that goes for any topic as well.
And how many articles from the Newsmatics API do you use? Like, how much back into the history do you go? Do you know?
That is actually specified by the user in the UI. It's on the left sidebar if it was visible right now.
Okay, thank you.
I think we are close to running out of time, so I don't think we have enough time for other questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you.